Before we start, big shout out to our sponsors, Foreign Attitude. If it ain't foreign, it's boring. So if you want to clothe the line that you feel good in, you look good in, come shop with us. ForeignAttitude.com. We're not defined by society standards. Welcome back to another episode at Expert at Failing. I'm your host, Sir Wormley, and we here today. As y'all can see, we in a new studio, so you know it's the vibe is here. The vibe is here. It's definitely been a while, but I'm back on it. Topic of today is pivoting. I've been gone for a minute. Why? Because I had to pivot in life, in business, in general. So, as y'all know, I'm an owner of a clothing line, Foreign Attitude. We get it done over here. If it ain't foreign, it's boring. But my business was failing, or I was failing my business, as I like to say. You feel me? Business can't do nothing without you, so it's your fault if your business failed. But my business was failing, and I honestly was stagnant. I was just watching it fail. I was watching my business drown or go under. So I had to pivot. But the cold part about pivoting is going back to a job. Honestly, it was killing me. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like my ego, I let so many people put me on a pedestal of you so successful, you inspire me, you motivate me, that for me to go backwards and go back to a job, I felt like I failed them. So I didn't want to tell nobody. I was struggling with that because I was like, I'm just gonna get this break. I'm gonna get it. But honestly, sometimes you just gotta check yourself and be honest with yourself and tell yourself, yes, I need to pivot. I need to go back and get this job. And honestly, that's what it was for me, honestly. I had to take a real hard look at life and business and see where do I want to go with that. And to save myself, I had to get a job. And it's nothing bad. Let me tell y'all, it is nothing bad with going back, taking a step back to correct yourself. You feel me? It is nothing bad with that. And my job I got was a truck driver. And honestly, it was the best thing I could have done for myself and for my business. Honestly, it really could have. It really was the best thing. Pivoting to me is asking myself first off, when it's time to pivot, you got to ask yourself, are you capable? Are you in a position to pivot? You gotta understand where you at with it. And I really sat down with myself and asked myself, can I do it? And I did it. And it was the best thing that happened to me. So if you are an entrepreneur and your pride is in a way, and you know, if you don't do something with this business, you are going to destroy it. And that is self-sabotage if you don't make that decision to pivot. Pivot. Go back to a job. No, you did not lose. No, you did not fail. It is a point in time in your life, in your career. It's a learning lesson, honestly, because you didn't get the steps. You tried to skip steps in the first place to get to where you at, but it caught up to you. So all it is a lesson. I'm the expert at failing. I would not steer you wrong. You feel me? I'm here for you. Come to me for a small fee. No, I'm playing. This podcast right here is gonna get you right. I'm gonna give you tangible steps. But what does pivoting look like to me, honestly? Sometimes pivoting is, instead of making a move, being still. Sometimes you gotta hear your thoughts. You got to really evaluate and see what you're going through instead of making a move. Because that's me. Like, everybody that knows me knows that I am impulsive. I was going to say irrational, but I'm not putting that on my jacket. You feel me? But I am impulsive. When I got an idea, I'm on it. But from what I learned, success loves speed. You feel me? Like, why procrastinate on something when you could get it done? But also, I don't go in depth with it. So sometimes pivoting is being still. You don't got to go through something. You don't got to go around it. You got to assess your move. And that's what it was for me. And when I made this decision to go to truck driving, I honestly feel like it was the best thing that happened to me, honestly. Also, pivoting looks like, are you good for a business? Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something. Me personally, I wear many hats in my business, right? I wear many hats. And sometimes it get overwhelming. Entrepreneurship will overwhelm you. And I wear many hats. Sometimes pivoting is firing yourself to hire someone else because you're not as good as you may think you are, or you may could do that job, but is it like, are you really effective at it? Or could you just do what works for you and what you're good at, your strength, and hire somebody for your weaknesses? Yeah? All right then. Let's move on to the next lesson. But yeah, that's what pivoting looked like for me. Honestly, sitting back and really finding out or figuring out what direction that I wanted to go to. And that's what you should do if it's in business or you have a job, a 9 to 5. Sometimes you have to figure out what direction do you want to go through? What ladder do you want to climb in your career? Or do you want to go somewhere else? Is this business or job for you in all aspects, relationships, in all aspects of life? You feel me? You think about that. You really have to make a decision because on the flip side of pivoting, it's about persevering. It's one thing to pivot or to know when to pivot, and it's another thing to know when to persevere. Sometimes you got to grow through what you're going through. You feel me? And that's a hard decision to distinguish. Should you pivot or should you persevere? A lot of times we do need to persevere, and sometimes we give up too easily without letting things manifest or letting things come into fruition. I honestly can't tell you where you at in life, because I don't know where you at, but I know in my life, I've been persevering for a long time, and it was time for me to pivot. It was hard for me to pivot. Persevere, I'm so stubborn, I could do it all day. If it ain't working, I'm still get through it because I want to prove you wrong. It's going to work. It was hard for me personally to persevere, personally. But I did it. I mean, not persevere, pivot, but I did it. And it was the best thing because honestly, realistically, like the process of pivoting is sometimes looking for a mentor. Like me doing it by myself the entire time, a pivot is not, maybe not go back to a job, but let me go get a mentor. Let me start building a team. It's a lot of looks when it comes to pivoting, and everybody's unique to their situation, right? Asking for help is really a strength. People think that's weak because people could throw it in your face. People have one up on you. Asking for help is really a strength because it takes somebody strong, smart, and who put the business before them to ask for help because they want to see it grow. But I am built on group economics. I am built on team effort. I am built on nobody could do it by themselves. You need a team, period. You see this setup right here? I thought about doing this setup right here. And then I found somebody that had this setup. And guess where I went? To that man behind his cameras. You feel me? You need a team. It just is what it is. I ain't switching these angles. You need a team. But it's okay. I'm here to say it's okay. The expert at failing is here to say it's okay. Because through failures is success. You would not succeed. You can't meet not one person who is successful in life that haven't failed. So ask for help. Another thing, the process of pivoting, right? Or the process of your journey is your network. Your network and your circle around you, right? Your circle, your core circle around you, if they not feeding into you, if they just taking from you, you're going to be exhausted because you can't pour into nobody on an empty cup. In the same way, your business cannot grow. Your business cannot grow if you're exhausting your business trying to live on your personal life through your business, right? So your core people, they need to pour into you. So you need to evaluate them. They need to feed into you. It's better if they have the same values or in the same, how can I say it, same mindset or even same field, and not even talking about like clothing line. Somebody just entrepreneurs. If you have entrepreneurs, they understand what you're going through. They understand. But also you have to have someone who's level-headed, because entrepreneurs are the radicals, you know. Someone who's level-headed is like, all right, I'm gonna give you this balance. Because me personally, I'm more of a creator. My business my business sense is not as keen to someone else who lives for the checks and balances. I'm just trying to jump over hurdles. You feel me? I'm trying to make it happen. But sometimes you need somebody to level you out. Like, look, this is what you really need to focus on right now in order for this to thrive. But that's part of the process that you need to go through. And honestly, you should check in with yourself and see, do I got like steps? People like, all right, for instance, me pivoting in my life, right? My life currently, I have checks and balances. I have a planner and I write down what do I need to do for that day. Before that day, I write down from 7 a.m., 7:30, 8, 8:30, all the way down. And it gives me structure and direction. But before that, that wasn't part of my process. And I was failing a lot at it because I didn't have structure or direction. I was just going on a whim, and it made me procrastinate and waste a lot of time. But yeah, so here I am now, right? Mind you, I was one who hated jobs, and I would downplay jobs. I hated it. Jobs is not for you, blase, blase. I ain't gonna lie. I used to shit on jobs. Like, I hated jobs. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. Because it's a roof. They put a roof over you. You got a salary cap. You got a cap to move up that ladder. It's a roof, and they put a lock on it, honestly. And I hated jobs. Like, somebody telling me what to do with my time, I don't feel free, and I crave freedom. Like, that is my why, my liberation for my people, for my family, mentally and financially. Like, I need that freedom. So jobs, I felt like, didn't create that freedom. Like, people will really ask, can they get off for their kids' presentation or anything, and then they get denied. I ain't with that, honestly. But now that I'm back working, I'm still mentally unemployable. So I look at jobs differently now. Jobs is part of the process, honestly. It is my partner. If you're an entrepreneur or you want to be an entrepreneur, do not quit your job unless you have everything in order. Money saved up, because you need money to pour into it. My job right now is my silent business partner or my biggest client, because they feed my business. I go to work and I feed my business to multiply my business, which will multiply my life. And my goal is financial freedom. I love freedom. Jobs for me is not freedom. I hate clocking in and having to work a certain amount of hours, but it's part of the goal. So mindset wise, I'm here for it. My mindset has changed to where I don't look at a job as end all be all. I look at a job as it's my helper through life financially. And that's how you got to look at it. Live your life. Whatever is your mission, don't let nobody trick you out your position. Whatever you going through, Don't let them trick you out your position. You know what you here for, and that's how you got to stick to it. And I'm just happy to be back with this podcast to let y'all know that I pivoted, but I'm here to take y'all on this journey with me. These lessons of expert at failing, because we got a lot. We got a couple of interviews popping off with some great, extraordinary people. And I'm here for it. I'm excited right now. I'm excited, honestly. Look, I even pivot to a new studio. It's life is about. Listen, when you learn how to pivot in boxing, when you learn how to pivot in sports, like you outwit your man, your opponent. And sometimes, like right now, um, I was about to say life is my opponent, but no, I feel like I want to be in harmony with life. Um, but obstacles, there are certain obstacles that's your opponent, and I like to pivot because I get freaky on that field. You can't touch this, honestly. I really get freaky on that field. People know. But yeah, this is another episode of Expert at Failing. Your host, Sir Wormley. We back, baby.